Hi, this video will help you learn all about building your own personal learning network. You probably recognize these logos from social media. You're probably on Facebook, you're probably on Twitter, or you pin recipes to Pinterest. You're very familiar with them, but did you know that you can use them to help you grow professionally? Sure, we use social media, but now you say that we can use it to grow professionally? What? Sure, the same way that we connect with our friends and family, we can also connect with other teachers and educators around the world in another district, in another state. We can use this to network, learn new ideas, get advice, ask for help, be reassured, get some really cool creative resources to use for our classroom. We can individualize our own professional learning. So how do I get started? Well, this sheet will be found in course content in a folder marked PLN on Blackboard. You will notice that it is divided into 3 columns: find, organize, and share. The first step in developing your own personal learning network is to find educators that you want to follow. So you might do that by joining Twitter. You could look at tweet chats and see different tweet chats that you're interested in and the experts that are sharing information there. You might look at the teacher channel or YouTube, or find a live binder such as Curriculum 21 and see what's going on there. You could find a blog and follow the people that are on, follow their blog and the people that are writing those blogs. You could also follow them on Twitter. As you begin to find the awesome stuff on the internet and in the social media, you're going to want a way to organize it. So that's step 2, really, is figuring out how you want to organize all of the cool stuff that you find out there. So you might do this on Edmodo, for example. Maybe you're using Edmodo to organize resources for your classroom, but have you ever thought about finding other people to connect with and groups in the same subject that you teach, and using that to organize new resources for your classes? As I said, you could use a live binder also to organize sources. I personally like Scoop It. And Scoop It is a way when you find articles or videos or things on the web, you can put it right on your Scoop It page and it's always there. And you can go back to it and look at it again and use it. It's just a way to organize all the cool things that you find, and you can organize it by categories. Some of you may be really good at using Hootsuite or TweetDeck. I haven't gotten there yet, but one day I think I'll really like using those. And so some of these suggestions are ways to find and connect with other teachers and other educators and other experts in the field of education. And some of these resources are ways to help you organize all the cool stuff you find when you connect. The third step in using a PLN is to begin to share your awesome ideas and expertise and knowledge with others and have people follow you. You will notice at the bottom of this page, there's a link to my Scoop It pages so that you can follow me on Scoop It, as well as my Twitter handle. Let's talk a little bit more about Twitter. Some of you may be really familiar with Twitter because you're already using it. But some of you may be, what's Twitter? I'm not sure. I'm a little nervous about using it. I don't understand all this hashtag business and this at business. What's going on with that? Well, let me give you a few insider tips about how Twitter works. You will also find this page along with several others that will give you lots of people that you might choose to want to follow. You will notice that I starred Rick Wormley. He is a fantastic teacher to follow if you're particularly interested in standards-based grading and differentiated instruction. He tweets about those kinds of things all the time, and he's got some really cool, innovative ideas. Once you are on Twitter and you're following people, you will see things like @SBE in tweets. Well, SBE stands for Standards-Based Education, and it's an organization. And so you could click on that and look at all the kinds of things that they were tweeting and decide to follow them or not. At EdSurge is another group of educators that you could look at and maybe choose to follow. Sometimes in a tweet, you might see a hashtag, and that indicates a trending topic that you might want to search. So for example, hashtag flip class, I could go on Twitter, type it into the search bar, and all of the tweets that have that hashtag in it that are related to flipped classrooms will come up. And I can read what other educators are saying about flipped classrooms without having to follow all of them. Now, as I'm doing that, I might find some really cool people to follow. So that's how you grow your PLN through Twitter. So what might this look like in an actual Twitter feed? Here are some examples where you see the hashtags, you will see the @ symbols that are Twitter handles, and I want to point this out. You will notice this link to a YouTube video. So you might find YouTube videos that show you examples of what they're talking about. It's really kind of cool. You might also find links to blogs, and those give you lots of cool ideas of what you can be doing in the classroom. So you could choose to then start following somebody's blog. Let's take a look at a blog from an educator that's a social studies teacher. I happened to stumble across Steve Goldberg's blog from a Twitter tweet that I received in my Twitter feed, and it intrigued me enough to want to click on it and see what it was all about. And I found a really cool resource for social studies teachers. Here he's talking about what's going on in Syria. And it was relevant in the news at this time, and he wanted to get his kids excited about it. So he created kind of a lesson plan with a colleague. He talked about collaborating with Mike Harris, and they came up with some questions to get the kids interested in studying what was going on in Syria. And what's cool about this blog is I can also click on this link and it takes me to his Google Doc with the lesson idea. So I can totally take this lesson idea, download his instruction sheet, and use it in my classroom. I don't even have to interact with Steve unless I really want to. As you begin to think about how you want to build your PLN, think about the social media forums that you enjoy using now, and think about how you might use those to make your PLN. For example, if you're really into Facebook, fantastic. There are lots of pages that you can like by educators. For example, I follow the National Board for Professional Teaching Studies because I have mentored teachers going through the National Board process, and I get lots of ideas from that. Right now, I'm really into Twitter, and I follow lots of people on Twitter and get lots of fantastic ideas. So if you really like to tweet and follow people on Twitter and look at those feeds, then maybe Twitter is the platform for you. Maybe you like to search YouTube videos. Maybe you're very visual and you want to see examples of lesson ideas. Search videos on YouTube, TeacherTube, Teaching Channel. All of those are great places to find ideas. Maybe you are a blogster and really enjoy reading other people's blogs. Think about finding educators and experts in the field of education that you might want to start following their blogs. I'm on LinkedIn, and I think you could probably use it for a PLN because some people that I follow on LinkedIn are often posting resources and ideas and different things. But to me, LinkedIn is more for connecting with people looking for a job. Instagram, you could look for pictures and follow people and see pictures of classroom bulletin boards and different ideas of lessons that you could do. SlideShare is a great place to get PowerPoint ideas. Google Plus, I'm not really familiar with that, but I hear it's kind of like Twitter and Facebook, and you can follow people and connect that way. Pinterest, I know people get lots of great ideas on Pinterest. So, whatever platform suits your personality and your style, that's the one I would choose to begin looking at using for my PLN. And I tell you, start with one. You don't have to use all of these, but start with the one that you're most comfortable with and begin following people on there and getting ideas, and then start organizing, and then maybe add Twitter to it. I started with Facebook and Scoop It and then added Twitter. And now I'm really kind of into the teacher channel. So that's how you grow a personal learning network. Start out small with one or two of these ideas, and then as you get comfortable, begin adding more and more in. Maybe you're already doing a lot of this and you want to start adding in, oh, I never thought about teacher channel as being part of a PLN. I'm going to look to see how I can add that piece in. Please keep this tweet in mind that teachers will not be replaced by technology, but teachers who don't use technology will be replaced by those who do. Our kiddos are using Twitter, they're using Instagram, all of these things. Get familiar with what they're using. Your task is to create your own personal learning network as described on the syllabus. You will search out and find experts to follow related to the topics that we discuss in class. And the ultimate purpose of this is to break down the walls of our classroom here in Kansas City and connect with people around our own country and throughout the world who are interested in the same kinds of educational topics we are. And the purpose of this is to really get you involved in the social media and finding new ideas and personalizing your own professional learning.